Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing an activity called Plastic Voyages, and the purpose of the activity is to show how plastic pollutes the waterways in everyday life and how it's been doing it for many of years, even decades. And today we're going to be doing a activity where we find out how badly the plastic affects the pollution of the ocean specifically. And this is one of the things I collected for the presentation I did on 2-day period based on how much I used during that period, as I don't really go out to eat and I always pretty much eat at home, so I don't use utensils, and I always bring my own water bottle and not like a plastic one because it's really unnecessary and a waste of money for me. So that is what I use. And next we're going to be dividing it into 3 sections: E or F or C. E would stand for entanglement hazard, F mistaken as for food, and C for cutting hazards. And for example, 6-pack holders would be entanglement, plastic bags would be F and E, strapping of the packaging brands would be E and C, plastic utensils C, cups F, plastic water bowl would be E. And so far I've had many of the mistaken for food, the entanglement hazard. Now this could be possibly a cutting board type of scraping hazard, as it'd be like it could cut plenty of animals and their skin, possibly fish. Plastic can be broken down through sunlight in a shorter period of time than in the ocean, but plastic can take thousands of years depending on the size. Next, we're going to be dividing the beads and sprinkling them onto this Epsom salts I use as my sand. And the beads I have right here would include a tablespoon of them, which would include all the plastics I've used, and I'm sprinkling them evenly all over as much as I can, and lifting the tray vigorously for about 30 seconds max. Now, some of the plastic beads have been fallen from it, and it was quite a challenge to keep them, as plenty of the sand has been so much, and the sand doesn't like move as much as the plastics would do, and plastics can be hard to find as they end up being washed away, and they can be washed away from the oceans in a variety of days. And it was not too hard to find the plastic beads, as they were just like all around me, but it kind of took a little bit to find them. And the foundings where I didn't quite recover all of them, and the most efficient way to remove them from the sand would be to be cleaner while I go to the beach and use as less plastic as possible. That's what I always do when I go to the beach. Some of the extensions I would have is to demonstrate how ocean currents work and tell them how we can reduce a lot. And one of the ways I reduce personally is bring my own grocery bag. As in Whole Foods, you could get a 10-cent discount every time you bring your own bag. And I always bring like my usable utensils that I could use over and over again that are not plastic, and I order them from Amazon, which has a lot of stuff like you can find online that you can't find in stores. And most of the pollution that could happen more on a daily basis now is the convenience of the food and how much people are out and about these days. And one of the ways the government can do it is reduce the amount of plastics. Like, they could do a fine for the people dumping them into the ocean and dumping them into the the road. Specifically, I've seen that around my neighborhood growing up, and it's honestly terrible because of how people are so lazy and slobbish they don't find the nearest garbage can. And I always find the nearest garbage can near me because I don't like having garbage in my car, and I don't want it to be polluting the waterways. And plenty of the petroleum-based type of products are just disgusting to me. And I would say how I can reduce my overall consumption is recycle as much as possible. I use reusable containers, and which saves me a lot of money, and as I don't have to buy like reusable cups